Hey everybody, welcome back. If you're new here, hi, I'm Mercury. Welcome to my channel. It's my daily vlog, so whatever I'm up to is what you're gonna see. And it's dinner time. I gotta make some dinner. So I got out the Cooking with Mickey book. So we're gonna continue this series and we're gonna do another recipe review slash adaptation of this recipe so that it's compliant for IBD Aid. So today's recipe, I am going to be making a grilled fish dinner that is based off of the grilled fish dinner from King Stefan's Banquet Hall in Fantasyland. Does that still exist? Is there still a King Stefan's Banquet Hall, or has that gone the way of like 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea? I don't know. I don't remember seeing it when I was there a few months ago. I'm gonna have to look that up. I'll let you know. But we're making a grilled fish dinner. And as always, we start with our ingredient lineup. So this is going to go on the fish, which is the oregano. We have a little hot sauce because I don't have Tabasco sauce. I'm gonna use tamari instead of Worcestershire and some salt and pepper. Then we have, I can't have regular potatoes, so I have a sweet potato and some parsley and butter. Then there's this whole thing of mixed veg. So it's got all sorts of veggie goodness going on here. We have broccoli, we have peppers, we have zucchinis, we have rutabagas. Lots and lots of good stuff here. And I got the fish defrosting over there. I think the veg is gonna take the longest amount of time because it involves boiling the rutabaga and the carrots to make them tender, and I think that's gonna take a hot minute. So I'm gonna start with the vegetables, and then we'll get the potato boiling, and then we'll get the fish going last, because I think the fish will actually cook the fastest out of all this stuff. So we're gonna start with the veg. So now that I prepped the carrots and the rutabaga, I'm gonna boil it or simmer it. So I have a pot with some water, and we're gonna heat it up. Okay, and once that starts to heat up, I'm gonna add the rutabaga and the carrots, and it's gonna simmer until they get tender. While that's happening, I'm gonna prep the garlic, the onions, and the bell peppers. So I have all of my other vegetables prepped. So we have the bell peppers here. I have yellow and orange. We have some garlic and onions, zucchini. It's a little of the extra broccoli, and there's a little pile of broccoli in there. So all the other veggies are all prepped. And the rutabaga and the carrots are now tender. The easiest way to figure that out is with a fork. If you poke it with a fork and it goes through it very easily, it's tender. So instead of like trying to chase after it and stab it in the pot, I took a little ladle and I just scooped them out, drained out a little water, right? So I have a few here, and I just poke, and it went right in. So they're tender. Next up, we're gonna start to saute all these vegetables. So we're gonna start with a little bit of oil. I'm gonna use olive oil. The recipe called for soybean oil. I don't have that, but I cook everything in olive oil, so I'm just going with that. And then the first things it says to saute are the onions, garlic, and peppers. So this plate of goodies is gonna go in the pan. in a few minutes and things are starting to push out their water, get a little tender. Whoops. So I'm gonna put in the next wave of vegetables. So that's gonna be the zucchini and the broccolis. If you're wondering, this is the moment that I start questioning if I'm using a big enough pan, because those root veggies still have to get in here. We'll see how this goes. Things have started to shrink down a little bit. They're expelling more water. So now, root vegetables are going in. It just barely fits. Next time, I'm going to use a bigger pan. And then some salt and pepper. And now that this pot is available again, it's time to boil my sweet potato. So I have some water in there. I'm going to put the sweet potato on so that can get all soft, so that way I can have mashed sweet potatoes. And these veg are still cooking down. Now I'm going to make the coating for the fish. Put in some oil. A little bit of tamari. A little bit of hot sauce. Some oregano. Mix, mix, mix. And we're gonna dip the fish in there and let it pick up that good flavor. So the recipe was very non-specific about how to cook the fish. It basically said grill or broil until cooked. So what I decided to do is I'm gonna take my little casserole dish here and I'm gonna put the fish in the casserole dish and just bake it in the oven. That's how I'm opting to cook my fish, but there is a world of possibilities on this one. So you can grill it, you can put it in the broiler, whatever floats your boat. However you want to cook your fish, that's how you do it. So the potatoes are done, they're nice and tender. So this is the tool that I use to mash my potatoes. I don't have a ricer, I use this thingy. I think it's called a potato masher, but that's what I call it. I don't know if it has a technical term other than squiggly bottom doohickey. It works, it works. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put the parsley and the butter in. Hope it works because I'm using sweet potato instead of white potato. I was hoping to get purple sweet potatoes today, but the supermarket didn't have any. To me, the purple sweet potato is very mild and has a similar like flavor profile to a white potato, but they just, the luck was not in my cards today, so I got the traditional like yellow yam type sweet potato. So we'll see how the parsley does in it. We'll give it a try. So here is dinner. Look at that. So the fish is actually so tender that when I lifted it off the baking pan, it fell apart. So that's why it's in pieces. So let's give this a taste. Okay, so I'm gonna try the fish first. So let's get a little bit of fish here. It's a very strong oregano flavor. It's really quite tasty. So tender. And almost like buttery, like the way it just falls apart and melts. Really, really good fish. That's a really good way of cooking it. So I don't know if it's like a combination of the oil and then the baking, but it worked. And I cooked it on 350 degrees for a half hour. It's delicious like this. So I'm gonna try some of these veg. They're okay. They're veg. They're not super flavorful. There wasn't a lot of spicing and flavoring to them, so they're okay, but they're not wowing me. And now let me try these mashed potatoes. Let me make sure I get a little bit with the parsley so I know what the parsley is going on here. Okay. The parsley hanging off there. Okay. It's okay. Just like the other veg, like it's not bad. I'm just not blown away by it. It's good. You know, it's a good mashed potato, but I'm not like, I wouldn't be seeking it out or craving this particular version of these potatoes. The fish, on the other hand, the fish came out amazing. I'm loving the fish. So I'm gonna have a verification bite of the fish. Yeah. The fish is the star of the show. Fish absolutely wins the meal. The veg and the sweet potatoes are okay. Not bad, but not blown away by them. Also, while this was all cooking, I did a little research on where and what King Stefan's banquet hall was. When I originally said I didn't see it a few months ago when I was at Disneyland, I presumed it was at California Disneyland because that's where Sleeping Beauty Castle is and King Stefan is her father. What I learned was it used to be what is now Cinderella's Royal Table at Disney World. When Disney World first opened, they called the restaurant inside the castle King Stefan's Banquet Hall. But it caused a lot of confusion because it was in Cinderella's castle and King Stefan is Sleeping Beauty's father. It wasn't making a lot of sense. So they renamed it in 1997. Mystery solved. So this dish came from what was once upon a time King Stefan's Banquet Hall. So with that, I'm gonna finish up dinner. And I will see everyone tomorrow. And until then, stay inspired by everyone. Take care.